Imagine you're at a dinner party and you bring up an idea that's met with blank stares and awkward silences. It's like you violated some unspoken social rule. Welcome to the Overton Window. This is the range of ideas on a particular topic that society deems normal and acceptable. But this concept doesn't just apply to politics, it also applies to our personal interactions. And understanding it could be the key to becoming a more persuasive communicator. The term Overton window comes from Joseph Overton, who was the VP of a think tank, and he noticed that for any issue, there's a range of policies or ideas or attitudes that society deems acceptable. And anything that falls within this range is seen as normal, and anything that falls outside of the range is seen as crazy or fringe. But the interesting thing is that this window can shift over time. So policies that used to be seen as nuts can start to feel a lot more normal, and things that used to be widely accepted can start to be seen as outdated. Think about how attitudes towards something like cannabis have shifted over the past couple decades. So if you want to get better at changing people's minds, first, you have to understand how to shift their window. When an idea falls outside of someone's Overton window, their mental defenses spring into action. They dismiss it, they shoot it down, they don't even fully consider it. To avoid this, we have to just find the edge of people's Overton window, and we just have to stretch it a little bit at a time. So the key is to position our ideas so that they feel to people like they're right on the edge of their Overton window. That's where people are going to start to get that feeling of, that's so crazy, it just might work. What we want to do is gradually stretch someone's window, not shatter it. And the way to do this is to start with what people already accept. Imagine you're trying to convince your meat-loving friend to try a new vegan restaurant. Chances are that's going to be way outside their Overton window. Hey, I know what kind of restaurants I like, and it's definitely not vegan ones. If you launch into a big lecture on animal rights and how eating meat is messing up the planet, that's just going to make your friend defensive and they're going to slam their window shut. Instead, try starting from some common ground. Hey, remember that amazing curry place we went to last month? I found a place with similar vibes that does amazing things with veggies. By linking this new idea to something that the person is already familiar with, you allow them to consider it without feeling attacked. It's a way in to the idea. Once you've got that foothold, the next thing you can do is ask some questions. The ancient philosopher Socrates was a master at getting people to change their beliefs about something by asking them a series of questions. Importantly, he didn't try to get people to change their mind all at once. He guided them along a journey, asking one question at a time that was just a little bit outside of their current way of thinking. Once he got them to accept that, he would then ask another question, just a little bit outside of that way of thinking, and then another question. We can all get better at using this approach in our own communication. Instead of trying to shove your beliefs down someone's throat all at once, instead, try to frame it as a series of small steps. Ask them questions that encourage them to stretch their way of thinking just a little bit at a time. Another strategy is social influence. When you're trying to get somebody to accept a new idea that's way outside of the way they currently see the world, a big part of that is their identity. They think, no, people like me don't do that. People like me don't believe that. So one strategy to overcome this defensiveness is to find some examples of people that they admire or that they think of as being similar to themselves and show them that, hey, this person believes this person does this. When we know that someone who we look up to or who we like is into something, then that gives us permission to consider that maybe that could be something we could check out too. Just remember that this is a gradual process. Trying to get someone to completely change their beliefs all at once is like trying to do the splits without warming up. Ow, that's not how we want to approach persuasion. Think about small incremental stretches to someone's window of what they see as normal. How can you break down the shift that you want someone to make into smaller shifts to make them more appetizing? If you're trying to introduce a new approach at work, maybe you could start with a small pilot program just to test it out before you suggest implementing it in the whole organization. Hey, I have a new idea that I think could really help us out, but I don't want to disrupt everything that's going on. What if we just tried on this one small project first and see how that goes? This could also help you achieve buy in from the people on that project, which could make it easier to then expand that idea to other projects in the next round. So, there's your crash course on the Overton window, where it comes from, how it applies not just to politics, but also to our everyday lives, and some ideas on how you can get people to stretch their window a little bit and consider a new way of thinking. If you found this helpful, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more science-backed communication insights. Until next time, keep opening people's minds one window at a time.